Hello, everybody. Jessie Lucas here, and I am so honored and excited to have the incredible, on fire Tasha Daniels here with us tonight. So, a little backstory: we just are hot off our amazing Momentum Academy in Nashville, and Tasha got to speak on a panel of social media experts. And as I got to learn, being on stage isn't necessarily Tasha's favorite thing to do, although she has some really amazingly funny stories and hot content to share with us. So in a conversation last week, it came about to get on here with everybody tonight and share. So what I will say is that hearing Tasha's story over the last many years of being first the unsupportive and then I don't know, you can tell me if you've grown into supportive partner over the years, the journey that her and Tyler have built here, getting LifeVantage off the ground and being such a powerful voice in what LifeVantage has become today. So Tasha, I'm so excited to hear some of your stories tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you want to say to start off before I put you in the hot seat and ask you some questions?
Can you hear me? Is
Yes.
this on? Okay, because I don't typically do these, so I'm totally clueless on really how this works. No, I mean you did a pretty good job. So you didn't even I don't even think you said Tyler's wife yet. So that's good.
Because you are Tasha, you are
That's
the
my own
star.
identity tonight. That's
You
great.
are. You are. Well, okay, so bring us back a little bit. How so, we want to hear about like being loud and proud ultimately of what we've got going on. You have made quite the name for yourself on social media with your project with the food gods. So, we can plug that a little bit too, but take us back because we are talking about adventure and network marketing here. So what did that look like for you in the beginning? How did you feel about that from the get-go?
So are you talking about specifically like network marketing, or are you talking about doing something on social media?
First, let's just go back specifically network marketing.
How did I feel about it in the beginning?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I think if most people know me on this call, and some of you may not, yeah, it was not for me. I was like, we're doing what? No, I'm not doing anything. This is your thing. Tyler, at the time, we were living in Richfield, Utah. This is a very small town off I-70 on your way to Colorado, a rest stop on the way to a ski slope. Literally, if you blink, you will miss it. I think he's originally from Richfield. I'm originally from Sacramento. We met in the military in Momster Air Force Base, Great Falls, Montana, where we were both security police. So that's a whole different story. But I ended up in Richfield, Utah. So drastically misplaced for a person like me. However, it provided some good opportunities. There were no real estate appraisers there at the time. Tyler was working in a Honda shop at a window selling parts in the local Honda dealership there. And he had a real estate appraiser come down to Richfield from Provo all the time buying parts. And he's like, I come down here all the time. Is there not a real estate appraiser here? And Tyler's like, there's one old guy. So that gave us the idea, oh, we're going to go to real estate school. So we did. And so he was in and out of people's homes all the time, right? And you know that when people get a little comfortable with you and you're a new person, you get hit up a lot. Hey, like we've got this thing, like maybe you want to take a look at this thing, so you'd come home every day. We had briefly touched network marketing just a little bit in the military with Amway. I went to one meeting and I was like, I mean, I was 19. I didn't really know, right? You kind of go to these things, they feel a little weird. You're raised. I mean, at least we didn't have that huge entrepreneurial mindset yet. We were a 9 to 5 fiber, right? Until he got into real estate. And then we started owning our own businesses, and which was an absolute game changer. However, network marketing seemed something completely separate in my mind to me at that time. It was kind of like the naughty word. I was like, you have finally built yourself a reputation. I mean, mind you, okay, Richfield was like, how many people, Tyler? 4,000 people maybe at the time. I mean, literally 2 traffic lights and maybe a couple horse carriages. Like, it was that small. And like, you were going to literally ruin us. I had bought a pre-existing insurance adjusting business. And I was going to school full-time on my GI Bill for hair. So he came home, had signed up with some of our friends, and I was like, good luck. Like, don't talk to my friends or family. Don't speak to me. Actually, it was way worse than that. It was World War III in our house, if we're being honest. I was literally, don't talk to me. Not even just about the business. So we fought about it for a while, and he got his first check. He actually made some money in that company, and this is a joke now, but he says he bought me diamond earrings to get off of the couch and LASIK eye surgery so I could get some vision, because I had no vision. That's a Tyler joke, haha. But I did it. I really didn't have any vision about it. It was very linear for me. I was like, people like us don't do things like this. I don't know why you would want to jeopardize our existence in this small town. But he's like, dude, I'm a numbers person. I do real estate appraisals. This is what I do. This is a numbers. It was a numbers thing for him that just made sense. And so I was like, good luck. And yeah, I didn't really start coming around to see anything, because what I didn't know too at the time is that vision could be borrowed. Like, and Tyler, if you know Tyler at all, he's just a really great vision creator.
So what changed there? What had to change then for you to gain that? Okay, besides the LASIK eye surgery, for you to
Yeah,
gain
I did get that. I did get that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
I
And I
did
know
get
you've gotten a few more diamonds since then.
a few. Yeah.
What did change your vision there? What had to happen for you to get your mind and your heart on board?
So I've been asked this before, and I've been kind of able to narrow it down really to just three things. When I go back and think about it, I think firstly, it was the money. Like, show me the money. Like, you're spending all of this extra time. And mind you, we had two very small children at the time, ages 3 and 7. So I was going to school full time, working my job. He was working the parts counter and also doing real estate appraisals. And then he was going to come home and do this network marketing thing on the side. Like, I didn't have any time, and any free time was like gone. Like, I have all this list of honeydews and you're out doing this thing. Bring me some money. Show me that it works. Like, I can hire someone else to mow the lawn. I can hire someone else to do all of these things that are piling up that neither of us have time for. And he did. Like I said, and it was just like that penny doubling. It was just like the first check was like 400, and then it went to 816 and 30. I mean, it took a long time to get to where we are now, but it really started doubling. And I was like, okay, it's working. Like, nothing speaks louder than movement in your business.
Yeah.
And I could see it happening. So yeah, that was the first thing. The second thing was, just watching him do it. I've said this before, it was literally planes, trains, and automobiles in our house. There was no vacations. There was no time for vacations, but he really put his head down and he did not look up until it was done. Like, he was serious. It was a very serious thing. I ended up selling my business. My brother got in a really bad car accident that I drove by at the time, didn't know it was his accident, and ended up being the insurance adjuster on his accident. And after that, I just really didn't want to do it anymore. So I ended up selling that business. I got my hair license, got a little side job doing hair. And I saw him doing it. I mean, that's really what it was. And at some point, and I want to tell you that it was sooner than later, but really it probably took, this is a good year process that it took me to agree that I wasn't going to try to ruin things that by all means, he should have quit. We're both very red personalities, but he just has this, I'm going to show you attitude. So, and he did, and he did. And so the third thing was, I've talked about a time that he got invited to go to a cabin in Sundance. And at the time it was like a $12 million cabin. In today's money, it's now probably an $80 million cabin. I don't know. But at that time, I'd never seen a $12 million anything. So I just really wanted to go just to see the cabin. I didn't care that he was winning this award on this like fake business that he was doing. I didn't really care about any of that. So I'm this cabin was owned by the owner of Nature Sunshine, and his two daughters were there hosting the event. And so I was just kind of wandering through the rooms, and it was like you would expect it to be. It was these huge hand cut logs all over the place, and double up granite with like huge chandeliers of elk horns and bunk bed rooms. I had never seen anything like it. And I was like, there is just no way this is real. There is no way that this is real. So at the end of the night, when the girls were cleaning up, I was just in the kitchen with them alone. And I was like, I have a question. Like, is this real or is this just bullshit? Like, is this for real? And they were like, no, this is real. And so that is what we call third-party validation, right? Like, I couldn't hear it from him. I had to hear it from these complete strangers in this kitchen this one night. I'm actually on the way up there, I was being so negative. Tyler pulled over to the side of the road and told me to get out of the car. I was actually a truck. He's like, get out. I'm sick of sick of this. I'm sick of listening to you. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting out on my own on the side of the road, but okay, I'll be good. And so, yeah, I didn't participate in any of the activities that was going on that night, but it really solidified that this could be something. And what if it is?
I love
Yeah.
being a witness to your dynamic over all of these years. I wish I had known you both then. These are the stories, though, I just really love hearing. One of the things you said, watching him do the work and watching those numbers, exponentially grow and exponentially grow. Thanks to both of you and some others who've really done the work to get us in the position that we're in now. We're at an opportunity, I believe, where more of us can kind of have that same exponential growth experience. So one more question before I ask you a little bit about social media so that we can be very loud and proud on the platforms we have available to us today. I know we have some folks on the call right now who are either new, or they've been kind of like toe dipping, or they've grown a bit and are ready for the next level. What would you say to someone who is either new of this or like really looking to take it seriously right now and take advantage of that kind of growth that you've been able to experience?
Okay, so that's a really good question. First of all, I want to just be completely transparent here. Okay, I did not build our business. I watched it being done, but I don't want to speak from a role of leadership that I didn't earn. So I would never be able to answer questions about compensation or how to structure your business. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but not enough to mentor somebody about that. I can only kind of tell you what I saw and what my opinions are today. So is that fair?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So my first piece of advice, well, if you're already doing it, have you found your why you're doing it? Okay, because our why started very small. Actually, I didn't have any expectations at all. So everything, even if it was a small milestone, I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was always so surprised because I literally had no expectations. I think that if you start maybe placing a little bit of expectations and have a why, you might get there faster. Because then you're actually working towards something, right? Like our why, we lived in a little 1933s house that was a little A-frame house with a little bedroom with no doors on it up in the attic. And Tyler would literally come home and we would just have pillow talk, right? And he would just talk about his why. Like, I'm like, why are you doing this? This is a true story. He was like, I want to buy a golf shirt in every color. And I was like, I don't think you're gonna make enough money, dude, for that. Like, okay, but what I didn't know that I know now is that your why grows as you do. So with this vehicle, you can make this as big or small as you want, right? Your brain is gonna believe whatever you tell it to believe. So find a why you're doing this, what your end game is, and then stay the course. Like, and it can be exhausting, right? Like it is, this is not a sprint. This is a cross country thing. So you can sit down and you can take a rest, but don't take your running shoes off because it comes in spurts, and just be prepared for that. Like manage your own expectations.
Awesome. I can attest to the cross country and back again and back again and back again and
I'm
back.
sure there's a lot of people on this call that know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You have had last question and take this as it's deep or far, what I'll just let you fly with this. Um I mean, I've known you for years and I watched a change happen over kind of the COVID years on social media when you and your daughter got together about the food gods and really created such an enticing and engaging presence for yourself.
Thank
And
you.
I know we have the same opportunity here to, whether it's for our own like personal brand or other endeavors, and for sure with what we have our hands on with LifeVantage. I know after your talk in Nashville, I took a few of your tips. I downloaded CapCut. I made my first little video. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much easier." And like it was so cute the way it all came together.
Yeah.
So whatever, I know you had content you didn't get to share on stage, so highlight for us whatever bombs you want to drop about being loud and proud about what we've got on social media.
Well, I mean, I think I covered a lot of stuff on stage. I felt like I was rushed because you guys don't know it, but the time was up before it even got to me. So I don't know if it came off that I was a little irritated or that I was whatever. It was still a lot of fun being up there. I'm glad it's over. But yeah, I can tell you a few things that I can just recap kind of what I said before. And that is basically, okay, so you're right about the food gods. My daughter and I started that just prior to COVID. And it was just going to be this traveling food thing because we like food, we like to travel. I was a chef in another life, right? Years back. And then COVID happened. So it became more localized. It's called the Food Gods. It's on Instagram. If you want to give us a follow, that would be great. It's my daughter and I, and it became more localized to where we could get on our platform and start talking about just, hey, like this business is open. You can come get curbside. You can come get pickup, like keep them in business. Like everybody's trying to, you know how it was. I mean, just trying to be supportive. We then made a lot of relationships in town. I live in St. George, Utah. We joined the Chamber of Commerce. And now we're just like this little fun business. I mean, it's a business. I mean, we don't like have huge monetary, I mean, I guess we do have monetary value. We don't monetize it that much. But it's just a lot of fun. So my smaller account is the Fancy Tea. That's also on Instagram, and you'll see more like personalized stuff on there. But I feel just like we've been listening to it forever. Put all of your hooks in the water. I feel like this is just a hook that we put in the water. You might find a person that's really interested. I don't think that it's hugely valuable to just get on there and only talk about the products that you're selling. I feel like people are just will skip over that. So if you'll use your life as your lure and talk about your life a little bit more and be very consistent and throw some funny stuff in there. You know, a tire goes out, get your camera, film it. You don't have to put it on right then. You can save it in your camera roll and then put it on later. But like people want to see that stuff. People think it's funny, it's endearing. Be honest, authenticity is what people are looking for. I think that word is a little overused because you don't have to talk about it if you are it. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just another tool. It's another tool in your toolbox to perhaps find somebody else who's interested in what you're doing, and they'll ask, and you might get a customer or what are we calling them now? Consultant. Is that what it is? Not a distributor. You might find one of those, and then it's a new friend, it's a new whatever. We get recognized in town a lot. It's just a lot of fun. Just have fun with it, but don't stop doing your other meetings. Don't entirely rely on this one hook in the water. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that.
What about if so I personally love social media as a hook in the water. I'm an introvert. I like being home, going out, and I've learned from the best who I hear did not leave the room, it sounds like. That we still do the kneecap to kneecap, we still call up our friends, we still have those, you know, um eyeball to eyeball conversations. But I know from my experience I post anyway. No, I have so few followers. I have, people like, I'll post something, a cute relationship, something, and it gets all the likes, and then something about health and crickets. And I still post it anyway because people later will message me and say, I saw the thing, or, I know for sure it still builds that, what we call that know, like, and trust factor. But I know some people aren't really big on having a social media presence. So when you say your life is your lure, do you have any suggestions on just getting comfortable sharing those bits of your life where you don't feel like your privacy is being invaded, or, where you can just get comfortable? I love how you said have fun with it. And Janet, who's on here, always says, like, if it's not fun, you're not doing it right. She said that from the very beginning. And for many, many years, I said, well, then I'm for sure not doing this business because it's not fun. And it is now. And I'm so excited. And I just want it to be more fun. So before we do wrap, any tips if you're a little social media shy to have fun with it and use it as a good hook out there?
Honestly, I just feel like you have to listen to yourself. It's a great question. There's some things I don't always want to share because honestly, you don't always know who's watching or and for what reason that they're watching, right? I mean, you still have to have a little bit of, what is the word? Awareness. Yeah, awareness of what you're doing. I see some people share all kinds of stuff on social media that I would be like, this just feels unsafe to me. So you might want to just consider that in the back of your mind. I feel like if you have a dogs or dogs or animals, you should put them to work. People love watching their dogs and their cats and their whatever. Like, um, I'm not going to say use your children, but I have a grandkid and people love him when he's in our stories. I, what else would I say about tipping for social media on how to start? You just kind of do. It's just one of those, just consider it kind of like riding a bike, I guess. Just start out and it's going to get more comfortable for you as you do it. It actually is like, and you don't have to do it every day. I mean, you have to be consistent, but there's days where I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that. I don't think people expect anything to be done on Sundays. I don't know, maybe that's just a Utah thing. I don't know. Yeah, you don't want to make it a full-time job. So, but put enough content in there that it makes people wanting to come back. You have to remember that when you're doing something and you're sharing something that makes them feel some type of emotion and you're sharing that moment with them, okay, that's really what it's about, in my opinion. I mean, people could say, no, that's not what it is. In my opinion, when I'm sharing those moments where the ants are in my house or all the water got sucked out of the pool, or, Jameson fell down on his bike, or, oh, we went and had this great birthday party and this cake, like they love that. And you're sharing, that's how you're connecting with them. It's not by like, oh, like, look at my cute thing. Like, oh my gosh, don't you want to buy this? Don't you want to buy this? Like, look at my eyeliner. And, like, that's not the way that I do it. Mine is like a soft touch to products. I might be using something or like the pack with me videos or the get ready with me's or whatever. And it's just a soft introduction. And then they usually will slide in the DM and just be like, hey, like, what is it that you use? Or do you like this? Or how can I get that? Or I don't know. I mean, that's how I do
Yeah.
it.
I noticed you did that with your my favorite series of Tasha's is the What the Hell Did I Buy?
Yeah, the what the hell did I buy? Yeah, it's all
So,
unboxings of all the stuff that I buy off of Amazon that I forget that I bought. And
so
people
yeah,
love
and so what she
unboxing.
did with the latest skincare launch, it came in the mail, it came in the box. So she is doing her series of What the Hell Did I Buy? And then, oh my gosh, today there's a package from Life In, and she's like, actually, I know what this is. I'm gonna set this aside and open that last, and then and then you get to that. So that was a really great, I think, elegant way of slipping in kind of a product placement, but it was your real life. You really did get sent it. You really were excited about it, and it fit into kind of the natural flow of everything else that already was engaging that you were sharing. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And I always do keep it honest and I keep it real and I wouldn't share it if I didn't love it. Like, and I really do love the new face care, like dead. Like I love it.
Yeah, me
I need to do a video on that. So thank you for reminding me.
right
I've
here
been
because I keep showing everybody on. that I'm on Zoom with, that just keep it right close to me. All right, before we wrap, anything else you want to share? Anything you feel like you've like would be great to get out on this topic or anything?
I wish I had something special, but I really don't. I would just resort back to the things that Tyler and I've always said from day one, and it's on the other side of freedom. Or what is it? Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. On the other side of fear, you'll always find freedom. So just keep going, busting through those rocks, making you the uncomfortable that you are. Just keep going, like that's gonna give you the growth. Like, and then you're gonna look back and be like, oh my gosh, that was nothing. That was so silly. Why was I so scared about that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tasha. It's been
Oh,
such a journey with you, and we hope to make you not just proud, but like excited. Like I want you to watch all of us on social media, be like, look, they're having so much fun, my little babies.
I know. I want to see you guys do it. So yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you. All right. And well, since the mister is there, does he have anything, any parting words for us, or is this
Yeah,
is this
Tyler.
girl talk only?
He said everyone go make their first video and just go do it. We want to see them.
Okay, I love it. All y'all who have my number on here, text me when you do, and I will share it with the Daniels. So, Tasha,
Thanks,
thank you so
guys.
much.
Thanks for
Love
inviting
you.
me.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Have a good night. I don't know how to turn this off.
I gotcha.